NEET Biology, diagram based practice question number 9. Question number 1. The disease inheritance pattern exemplified by in the given analysis can be shown in the diagram. Representative pedigree analysis of autosomal recessive trait, for example, sickle cell anemia. Broadly, genetic disorders may be grouped into two categories: Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Mendelian disorders are mainly determined by alteration or mutation in the single gene. These disorders are transmitted to the offspring on the same lines we have studied in the principle of inheritance. The pattern of inheritance of such Mendelian disorders can be traced in a family by the pedigree analysis. Most common and prevalent Mendelian disorders are hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, color blindness, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, etc. It is important to mention here that such Mendelian disorders may be dominant or recessive. By pedigree analysis, one can easily understand whether the trait in a question is dominant or recessive. Similarly, the trait may also linked to the sex chromosome, as in the case of hemophilia. It is evident that excellent recessive trait shows transmission from carrier female to male progeny. A representative pedigree for dominant or recessive traits, for the characters linked to both autosome and sex chromosome. So the correct answer, option C is phenylketonuria. The pedigree shows an autosomal recessive trait of inheritance. Phenylketonuria was discovered by the physician A. Pauling in the year 1934, an autosomal recessive mutation of gene on chromosome 12. Phenylketonuria results where there is a deficiency of liver enzyme phenylalanin chitotrioxase that converts phenylalanin into tyrosine. There is a high level of phenylalanin in their blood and tissue fluids. Increased phenylalanin in the blood interfere with the brain development. Muscle and cartilages of the leg may be defective and the patient cannot walk properly. Question number 2. Consider the two surgical procedures given below and choose the correct statement. Shown in the diagram, A is vasectomy, B is tubectomy. Surgical methods, also called sterilization, are generally advised for the male and female partner as a terminal method to prevent any more pregnancy. Surgical intervention blocks gamete transport and thereby prevent conception. Sterilization procedure is the male is called vasectomy and that in the female tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, whereas in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision on the abdomen or through vagina. These techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. So the correct answer, option D. B is more difficult as a surgeon will have to enter the abdominal cavity. Reversibility both is poor, Male will become sterile and not impotent. Question number 3. What structure gets implanted on the wall on the uterus during embryonic development? Shown in the diagram, transport of ovum, fertilization and passage of growing embryo through fallopian tube. The mitotic division starts at the zygote, moves through the isthmus of the oviduct called cleavage towards the uterus and forms 2, 4, 8, 16 daughter cell called blastomeres. The embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called a morula. The morula continues to divide and transforms into blastocyst as it moves further into the uterus. The blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged into an outer layer called trophoblast and an inner group cell attached to the trophoblast called the inner cell mass. The trophoblast layer then gets attached to the endometrium and the inner cell mass gets differentiated as the embryo. After attachment, the uterine cell divides rapidly and covers the blastocyst. As a result, the blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium of the uterus. This is called implantation and it leads to pregnancy. So the correct answer option D. D is the blastocyst and it gets implanted on the uterine endometrium. Question number 4. In the given diagram, identify A, B, C and D respectively. Shown in the diagram, diagrammatic presentation of various events during a menstrual cycle. The reproductive cycle in the female primates, example monkey, apes and human being is called menstrual cycle. The first menstruation begins at puberty and is called menarche. In human female, menstruation is repeated at an average interval about 28 or 29 days and the cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next one is called the menstrual cycle. One ovum is released, that is called ovulation, during the middle of each menstrual cycle. The major events of the menstrual cycle are the cycle start with the menstrual phase when menstrual flow occurs and it lasts for 3 to 5 days. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus and its blood vessel which forms liquid that comes out through vagina. Menstruation only occurs if the released ovum is not fertilized. Lack of menstruation may be indicative of pregnancy. However, it may also be caused due to some other underlying causes like stress, poor health, etc. The menstrual phase is followed by the follicular phase. During this phase, the primary follicle in the ovary grow to become a fully mature Graafian follicle and simultaneously the endometrium of uterus regenerate through proliferation. These changes in the ovary and the uterus are induced by changes in the level of pituitary and ovarian hormones. The secretion of gonadotropin, that is LH and FSH, increases gradually during the follicular phase and stimulates follicular development as well as secretion of estrogen by the growing follicle. Both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of cycle about 14th day. Rapid secretion of LH leading to its maximum level during the mid-cycle called LH surge induces rupture of Graafian follicle and thereby release of ovum, that is called ovulation. The ovulation, that is called ovulatory phase, is followed by the luteal phase, during which the remaining parts of the Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone, which is essential for maintenance of the endometrium. Such an endometrium is necessary for implantation of the fertilized ovum and other events of pregnancy. During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop and there is no menstruation. In the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. This causes disintegration of the endometrium, leading to menstruation, marking a new cycle. In human being, menstrual cycle causes around 15 years of age, that is termed as menopause. Cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase and extends between menarche and menopause. So the correct answer option B. B is FSH, LH, estrogen and progesterone. Question number 5. In the given diagram, the part of the female reproductive system that undergoes cyclic changes with changes in the secretion of gonadotropin and gonadal steroids during the menstrual cycle is represented by, shown in the diagram, diagrammatic sectional view of the female reproductive system. A is endometrium, B is myometrium, C is perimetrium, D is cervix. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina and the external genitalia located on the pelvic region. This part of the system along with a pair of the mammary gland are integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. Ovaries are the primary female sex organ that produces the female gamete, that is ovum, and several steroid hormones, that is ovarian hormones. The ovaries are located on each side of the lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 cm in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary is covered with thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is divided into two zones, the peripheral cortex and in an inner medulla. The oviducts, that is called fallopian tube, uterus and vagina constitute the female accessory drug. Each fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 cm long and extend from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. The part of closer to the ovary in funnel shaped is called infundibulum. The edges of the infundibulum possess finger-like projection called fimbriae, which help in collection of the ovum after ovulation. The infundibulum leads to wider part of the oviduct called ampulla. The last part of the oviduct, isthmus, has a narrow lumen and it joins the uterus. The uterus is single and it is so called womb. The shape of the uterus is like inverted pear. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. The uterus opens into the vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal, which along with the vagina forms a birth canal. The wall of the uterus has 3 layers of tissue. The external thin membranous perimetrium, middle thick layer smooth muscle myometrium and inner glandular layer is called endometrium that lines the uterine cavity. The endometrium undergo cyclic changes during menstrual cycle while the myometrium exhibits strong contraction during delivery of the baby. The female external genitalia includes mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. Mons pubis is an cushion-like fatty tissue covered by skin and pubic hair. Labia majora are fleshy ball of tissue which extend down from the mons pubis surround the vaginal opening. The labia minora are paired bolt of tissue under the labia majora. The opening of the vagina is often covered partially by a membranous called hymen. The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during the burst coitus, that is intercourse. So the correct answer option A. Question number 6. Which of the structure shown in the following diagram contributes the source of nutrition for the sperms ejaculated in the semen? Shown in the diagram, diagrammatic view of male reproductive system. A is seminal vesicle, B is prostate, C is bulbourethral gland, D is urethra. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes along with accessory duct, gland, and the external genitalia. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of testes 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than normal internal body temperature, necessary for spermatogenesis. In adult, each testis is oval in shape with a length of about 4 to 5 cm and width of about 2 to 3 cm. The testis is covered by a dense covering. Each testis has about 250 compartments called testicular lobules. Each lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cell called male germ cell, that is called spermatogonia, setoid cell. The female germ cell undergo meiotic division, finally leading to sperm formation, while setoid cell provide nutrition to the germ cell. The regions outside the seminiferous tubule called interstitial spaces contain small blood vessel and interstitial cell or Leydig cell. The Leydig cell synthesize secrete testicular hormones called androgen. Other immunologically competent cells are present. The male sex accessory duct includes retitesti, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. The seminiferous tubules of the testis open into vasa efferentia through the retitestis. The vasa efferentia leave these testes and open into the epididymis located along the posterior surface of each testis. The epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascend due to the abdomen and loop over the urinary bladder. It receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as the ejaculatory duct. These ducts stored and transported the sperms for the testes to the outside through urethra. The urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. The penis is the male external genitalia is made up of special tissue that help in erection of the penis to facilitate insemination. The enlarged end of penis called the glans penis is covered by loose fold of skin called foreskin. The male accessory gland include paired seminal vesicle, a prostate, and a paired bulbourethral gland. Secretion of this gland constitute the seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzyme. The secretion of bulbourethral gland and also help in the lubrication of the penis. So the correct answer option A. A is seminal vesicle and contributes fructose to the semen. Question number 7. What function are the embryonic root of the plant? Shown in the diagram of dicot embryo. Embryo develops at the micropylar end of the embryo sac, where the zygote is situated. Most zygote divide only after certain amount of endosperm is formed. This is an adaptation to provide assured nutrition to the developing embryo. Though the seed differ greatly, the early stages of the embryo development, that is embryogeny, are similar in both monocot and dicot. The zygote give rise to the proembryo and subsequently for globular, heart-shaped and mature embryo. A typical dicotyledonous embryo consists of embryonal axis and two cotyledons. The portion of embryonal axis above the level of cotyledons is the epicotyle, which terminates with the femule or stem tip. The cylindrical portion below the level of cotyledon is called hypocotyle, that terminates, and its lower end is the radicle or root tip. The root tip is covered with the root cap. So the correct answer option B. B is the radicle. In the diagram, A is suspensor, B is radicle, C is femule, and D is cotyledon. Question number 8. The following diagram shows. Shown in the diagram, a multicarpellary apocarpous gynoecium of Michelia. The gynoecium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. The gynoecium may consist of a single pistil, that is monocarpellary, or may have more than one pistil, that is called multicarpellary. When there are more than one pistil may be fused together, though, so it is called syncarpous, or may be free, that is called apocarpous. Each pistil has three parts: the style, stigma, and ovary. The stigma serves as the landing platform for pollen grain. The style is elongated slender part beneath the stigma. The basal bulged part of the pistil ovary. Inside the ovary is the ovarian cavity, that is called locule. The placenta is located inside the ovarian cavity. Recall the definition and placentation. The placenta or the megasporangia, commonly called ovule. The number of ovule in an ovary may be 1, example wheat, paddy, mango, to many, papaya, watermelon and orchids. The megasporangium and ovule. The ovule is a small structure attached to the placenta by means of a stall called funicle. The body of the ovule fuses with the funicle in the region of hilum. So the correct answer option C. Question number 9. Which layer of the anther wall helps in its dehiscence? Shown the diagram, enlarged view of one microsporangium showing wall layers. In a transverse section, a typical microsporangium appears near circular in outline. It is generally surrounded by 4 wall layers: epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, and tapetum. The outer 3 wall layers perform the function of protection and help in the dehiscence of anther to release the pollen. The innermost wall layer is called tapetum. It nourishes the developing pollen grain. Cells of the tapetum possess dense cytoplasm and generally have more than one nucleus. When the anther is young, group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells called sporogenous tissue occupies the center of each microsporangium. So the correct answer option B. Expansion of the endothelial layer and subsequent drying are required for dehiscence. The endothelial tissue is responsible for the tension that leads to splitting of the anther. This tissue is usually 1 to several layers thick, with the cells wall of uneven thickness due to uneven lignification. The cells lose water and the uneven thickness causes the thinner wall of the cell to stretch to a greater extent. This creates a tension that eventually lead to the anther being split along its line of weakness and releasing pollen grain to the atmosphere. In the diagram, A is epidermis, B is endothelium, C is middle layer, D is tapetum. Question number 10. What is the true about the given figure? Shown in the diagram, monoecious plant Chara. A is oogonium, female sex organ. B is antheridium, male sex organ. Plants may have both male and female reproductive structure in the same plant is called bisexual. In Chara algae, mentioning by male sex organ antheridium, another name is called globule. Female sex organ is called oogonium, another name is called nucleus. Female sex organ arranged on the above portion, male sex organ arranged in below portion. So the correct answer option A is oogonium, B is antheridium.